Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
That's the time on this 27th day of February. CJ Nasello right here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere, everywhere you get this show. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Mustache March for PD joins us in just a couple of minutes, and we'll be getting the latest on their big event coming down the pipeline in just a few weeks. And then Principia College joins us at 10:30 today. All that comes down the pipeline and so much more, but at 9:09, I'm running late today. I'm running out of clean clothes. I had to throw a sweatshirt on for the second time this year. I was doing good with my dress code, but top of the hour news now. Make sure you download the RiverBender.com app, which is available in the Google Play or App Store today, or you could just sign up for Around the Riverbend by putting your email address in, and every morning at 7:30, getting that daily dose of local right there in your inbox. We'll take you to tragic news first. A traffic crash near the Dirt Cheap area on Highway 67 North resulted in significant delays for motorists as emergency responders were on the scene. As of 3:15 p.m., February the 27th, multiple emergency vehicles had been reported in the vicinity with reports of what witnesses were calling a fatality, impacting travel and navigating those through West Alton. Motorists were advised to avoid the area for a significant time. The St. Charles County Police were contacted for more information, and we will update you as we get the official release. Nathan A. Johnson was arrested on February the 21st in Alton after officers established probable cause during a traffic stop. This investigation led to the recovery of drugs and a firearm. The Madison County State's Attorney's Office has charged Johnson with several offenses, including possession of a firearm by a repeat felony offender, armed violence, and unlawful possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. He is currently held in the Madison County Jail pending a detention hearing. The Alton Police Department praised the proactive enforcement that led to this significant arrest. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge. A Collinsville resident, Stacy D. Thomason, 57, has been released from custody following his second domestic battery charge in Madison County, charged on February the 18th with a Class 4 felony. Thomason allegedly struck a family member in the face on February the 17th, resulting in pain. He has been previously convicted for domestic battery in 2009, and as part of his pretrial release conditions, Thomason is prohibited from contacting the victim and must remain away from their residence for at least 72 hours. Additionally, he is required to surrender any firearms and his firearm owner's identification card to law enforcement. Also in the news today, a 73-year-old man has become the first patient at OSF Healthcare St. Anthony's Health Center to receive the Cardio MEMS HF system. This is a groundbreaking implantable sensor designed to manage heart failure. This FDA-approved device has been shown to significantly reduce the hospital admissions by enabling remote monitoring of pulmonary artery pressure. The patient, who previously struggled with fluid retention and frequent hospital visits, can now take daily readings that are wirelessly transmitted to his care team. It allows for timely medication adjustments. Since the procedure in January of this year, he has not returned to the emergency department, enhancing the quality of life. Also in the news today, The East Alton community is mourning the loss of Fred Bright Jr., the esteemed public servant and as a significant figure in East Alton's law enforcement and political communities. Fred Bright Jr. has passed away at the age of 82 on February the 25th at his home. Born on June 24th, 1942, Bright's distinguished career began in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War and transitioned into law enforcement, culminating as chief of police in East Alton. He also served 5 terms as mayor and was known for his dedication to workers' rights. A State Farm insurance agent since 1983, Bright was active in the community through various organizations. He is survived by 2 daughters, 4 grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren. RiverBender.com extends their condolences to the friends and loved ones of Mr. Bright. And finally in the news today, at the Village Board meeting on February the 25th, 3 Glen Carbon police officers were promoted to their higher ranks. Sergeant Jeffrey Blind advanced to lieutenant, while detectives Ross Tyler and Christopher Johnson were both elevated to sergeant. Chief Todd Link praised Blind for his nearly 18 years of service and significant contributions, including delivering a baby on duty, Tyler, a patrol officer, and use of force instructor, made substantial impacts in major investigations, while Johnson, a certified drone pilot, excelled in traffic crash investigations. Mayor Bob Marcus administered their oaths, marking a celebratory moment for the department and their families. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. Let's look at weather. It's going to be nice the next couple of days. Sorry, the boss was texting me, so I had to keep looking down at the phone here. Hey, 49 degrees. It feels like 50 out there today. Mostly sunny and breezy, and tonight clear. Air quality sits at 50. Today, temperatures will rise to 59 degrees and drop down to 30 overnight. But on Friday, listen to this, a high of 70 degrees. Make the most of it because temperatures are dropping, and they're dropping quick. Temperatures rise up to 70 degrees on Friday, drop down to 34 overnight as we head into Saturday. On the first day of March, a high of 44, a low of 23 degrees, and on Sunday, a high of 44, a low of 28. And then on Monday, as we start off our week, we can expect rain in the forecast, a high of 52 and a low of 47 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. It's 9:15 and a little bit of change in downtown Alton. It's 49 degrees and it feels like 50. For time and temperature, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. We'll take a quick break and take a look at downtown Alton and come back with more Daily Show right after this on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
I've thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe I think too much, but something's wrong. There's something here that doesn't last too long. Maybe I shouldn't think of you as mine.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
No matter what they try to say, you were always there for me. Somewhere, when the sun begins to shine, I hear a song from another time, and fade away.
Not bad for a 30-second type-in job. I think we're getting there. Leanne, how are we doing today?
Pretty good, CJ.
Well, it is still cold out there.
Yeah.
However, hope is out there, too.
It is.
By the time the 27th rolls around, I think you guys will have some pretty good weather for this Living with Chronic Illness group.
Well, that's what we're hoping.
Well, and now take me through this. Before we dive into the event, let's take a little bit of a look at, what you provide at OSF Healthcare.
So in psychological services, we provide generalist mental health care, depression, anxiety, trauma. We have 6 therapists and a psychologist, and we all have our specialties, but we all are generalists. Mm-hmm. So we can handle a lot of things, but we do groups. We do all kinds of groups for grief, depression, neurological groups, people that are getting dementia, but at the early stages, anger management groups. So we have a wide variety of things that we do offer alongside individual sessions, family sessions, couples. We do children. We have new therapists that we are onboarding very soon that will be doing kiddos. And we also have 2 other therapists that are also seeing young children.
Well, and, I think it's so important that you hit on the fact that you're all generalists with specialties because, so many times I think it's great that we have these conversations about mental health, and we do all the time on the show now, and I think it's so important. But I also think sometimes we start to kind of tunnel vision mental health into maybe 2 or 3 perspective categories of, like substance use disorder and, anxiety and depression. And we don't look at that anger management side or all these other broader scopes of that wheel that really do need to be addressed too.
Yes. And I'm glad you mentioned substance abuse because I did forget to mention that we do have our therapist, Marla Nelson, and she's very
She was
good.
just on the show.
Yes. And so she is also cultivating some groups for family members and other people that are close to people that have substance use issues, alongside of people that are actually battling the issue.
This might sound like a silly question, but it's one that I've never asked before. I'm just kind of fascinated if you would know if there's a number. Is there a stat on, the success rate of somebody who's going through maybe therapy or some type of mental health session alongside their family or support system doing groups too? Has there been any data that comes out on that shows us, because I would just imagine it's a very high, because your family is learning maybe how to handle some things, that they can encounter while you're going through your road to recovery. I just didn't know if that was a balancing factor.
So while I don't have any numbers off the top of my head, I do know that the research shows that when these things are combined versus just doing one thing, such as medication, or one thing such as just seeing a therapist one-on-one, we know that the combination of groups, support groups, so our groups are therapy groups, which is different. They're facilitated by a therapist, and we integrate the modes of therapy into the group setting. So that's different from support. But if you combine these things, the research shows that people do much better. The family is learning alongside the person that is trying to recover.
How is a group session a little bit different than an individual one-on-one session with a therapist? Because, at a broad look at it, I go, well, you can't be as intimate, but I feel like for some people, maybe they feel more confident to be a little bit more telling in a group setting than maybe one-on-one. I just didn't know, is there some pros and cons to the individualized in group settings?
Well, sure. And it really is individualized. It depends on the person, of course, but in a group setting, you do, such as the chronic illness group, they will be able to hear and see what other people are doing. That helps you not to feel so alone.
Makes sense.
Because the isolation is an issue for folks with chronic illness. Isolation is an issue for anyone with mental health issues a lot of the time. So it helps them to see that they're not alone. The therapy group is different from just a support group or individual in that as a group, you are learning strategies and skills together. And someone in the group may say, well, the reason I have trouble doing that is because XYZ, right? And then another person will say, that's why I haven't been using that skill. And so we can problem solve together, and the therapists can look into the group's discussion of this and lead them down and guide them down a road of coming to some resolution for that.
It's very fascinating. And, if you're just tuning in, coming down the pipeline on the 27th, is that Thursday?
It's on the 27th is a Wednesday. I might have it wrong.
That's Thursday. Is it
It's on Wednesday.
It's the 26th. Sorry about that. Hey, at least we're airing this out now. We're figuring it out early. This airs on the 20. This will come out the 26th. 10:30 is when when it begins. It runs until 11:30. And this is at what portion of the hospital?
Right, and it's up in Psychological Services, which is on the 3rd floor, the West Wing, elevator 2 to the 3rd floor. We always say it. So we have a group room up there, and this will be weekly.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So take me through this. So I'm looking here and now just going through it. It's covered by most insurance plans, this group is.
Yes.
And what are some of the things that we can cover in this, and who is the right fit for this group?
Okay. So let's start right there, because someone might say, well, I've been sick for a long time. Is that considered a chronic illness? So a chronic illness is something that lasts for at least a year.
Okay.
And that you're going to need ongoing treatment, medical help or care, or have been told you're going to be needing this help or care for this, for a long time.
Yeah.
Chronic. It's daily. So that's kind of the criteria. For my group, I'm not going to sit down and count up months and years, right?
Right.
So that's the criteria.
And with this too, and this is something that I find so fascinating. It's you're exploring that, that mental health, factor when it comes to chronic illness, because you hit on it earlier. Just circling back to it, that independence, and to me, I've always wondered that, and it's weird. But you always think about those people that, we think about the caregiver a lot, and man, they must be going through so much. But And we think about the person battling that illness, but we don't ever think about the mental side of it, where it's like, man, that's got to be awful. To sit there if you're really free and independent and now you can't be, how do you live your life and alter it,
Exactly.
Is that some of what's going to be discussed?
Absolutely.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, that piece of independence that maybe they've had to give up, that piece that they are a living, thriving, community-oriented person now feels, a little bit less able to do that. And 6 in 10 of Americans have been diagnosed with a chronic mental illness, and at least 4 in 10 have more than one.
How many have one and don't have it diagnosed?
A chronic illness?
I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about mental illness or
the mental illness that comes along with that.
That's what I was kind of curious. That's interesting,
right?
Because you don't know. Sometimes you just don't know until it hits you one day.
That is true. That is true. And a lot of times, maybe family or even the person themselves may say, "Well, I'm down because." I've got Crohn's disease, and that's why I'm just not clicking on all 4 cylinders. This is why I'm not sleeping. I'm isolating, when in fact some depression has set in,
right.
and it has to do with things have changed.
Well, and what's so fascinating too is it seems like and just from observing folks that are maybe going through some tough battles, right now, and it's like, you see the public face of it, and it's like, wow, that's brave. I mean, I'm proud of you. But, I'm sure we don't see the actual internal, thought process of, just that turmoil alone. You're going through the battle of your lifetime. Some might be ending in a road that's fatal, and some might not. It's just, and what I find so important is your mentality and your mental fitness are probably going to be your best tool to get you through, that battle. Because if you're down, it's going to be hard for your body to fight off whatever it's fighting off.
That's very true.
This is so cool.
True.
I'm loving this. This is so fantastic. And now family dynamics come into play big time on this, because the strain on a family sometimes during, helping, that loved one that's battling a chronic illness can be tough.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you've discussed in these, type of settings before when it comes to the family dynamic?
Well, the family dynamic becomes, say a parent, maybe they're not elderly, maybe not in their, in their upper 80s or upper 70s, anything like that. But they've always been the head of the household. Now they are feeling like they are being taken care of like a child, being told things like, well, you really shouldn't do that, Dad, because of your neuropathy in your legs.
Right.
And so, the family dynamic changes from parent to children to the adult children being more parental in their interactions. And that's really hard for a lot of people to
I'm
take
sure.
on.
I'm 100. I could only imagine. And I'm sure, that comes with the boundary line too of when is it time to say I'm not an invalid too? Because that's what my grandma tells me all the time. I can still drive. I still fine. Don't tell me I can't go out when it snows, and
right.
And obviously she's not battling chronic illness, but there is a line though, I'm sure, when it comes to that caregiver-caree relationship.
Yeah. The other family dynamic that changes depending on the age of the person and what the chronic illness is, some of the children under 18 even are doing some of those things that are more caregiving and parental in nature. And the person that may come in like to one of these groups will say, I feel terrible that my 15-year-old son has to make supper every night.
It's true. That's very true. Well, and see, that's why I think these groups are so important, because sometimes you can get all the information you want from your therapist or your counselor or what have you, but it's not connecting because it's not coming from somebody that's living that same experience.
Exactly, and that is exactly what groups are renowned for. They really help people to see that.
And now, so these are going to be every Wednesday, correct?
Correct.
And it's going to be from 10:30 to 11:30. It starts on the 26th at the Psychological Services Office, 3rd floor west at St. Anthony's Health Center.
Correct.
And How do we sign up?
So before someone can come in and participate in our therapy groups, they need to have an intake done. So sometimes we get calls that say, you know, I really want to start this right away. And so I may be their primary, but I don't have time to get them in for an intake, but one of the other therapists can.
Cool.
Or, you know, sometimes someone else will step in if they've got a no-show or a call-off or something. We try very hard to get folks into the groups that they're wanting, but they do need to have an intake first.
Really cool. And then with that, they still have to call the line to register afterwards, correct? The phone number? Usually
initially they will call and say.
Gotcha.
Right. But as far as scheduling, you know, on the intake day, they can say, sign me up. I want to start. Cool. If they're appropriate, you know, that's what we'll do. You know, we'll say, okay.
Before I let you go, can you take me through some of your other, do you have any other groups you'd like to fill us in on? Or?
Oh, sure. Well, I do a grief group on Tuesday nights from 5:30 to 6:30. And we cover all kinds of losses, not just the death of a loved one, but, you know, we have different types of losses. We have a DBT group or Mood Masters group, which is for some of the younger kids that have difficulty regulating their mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anger management. And like I said, for Marla, she is getting some substance use disorder groups for folks and families, for individuals and those loved ones that are living with those folks.
That's so unique.
We have caregiver group for those that are taking care of. It doesn't have to be an elderly person. Maybe you have a disabled child.
Yeah.
So all types of caregivers. We have the caregiver group. I know I'm missing. Oh, we have a 20-something group. We find now more than ever that our young adults are having difficulty launching.
Yeah.
And so this group is brought on by Rachel Brown, and she is doing a fantastic job helping those folks out. So,
well, I seriously mean, it's a great conversation, and I'm so glad to have you in the studio. And whenever you have time to come back in and fill us in more on, you know, groups that you're providing and just some of the growth that you're seeing, we'd love to have that.
Okay, great.
The time is 10:27 on this Friday morning. Woo, 16 degrees, double digits. We'll come back with more Daily Show next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'll be over the edge now in no time at all.
Welcome back, 9:39. A little bit of change on this Thursday morning. It is Thursday. Whew, I think so. I was already off to a rocky start there, Elizabeth. How are we doing today, guys? A month out from Back to Blue?
To the day.
Yeah, almost exactly.
March the 28th. What time?
Doors open at 6. We'll get everything started at 7.
It's his Mustache March for PD's big event, and really just great to see all the contributions that are made, after the event's done, and seeing all the support that you all do to, give to local departments in various counties, too, around the Riverbend region.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How are we looking ahead of it?
Go ahead.
Well, I can tell you we're almost halfway to our goal for this year. We set a hefty goal, of course, to outdo last year, so hopefully at least $80,000.
Ooh,
I know.
We got this.
We're almost there. We're a month out. So
that's awesome.
I mean, halfway there, but still.
Hey, and we're living on a prayer, and we're going to get this. So with that being said, you can be a part of this and help reach this really, it's an ambitious goal, but a great one too, because last year, what were you guys able to do in terms of just support based off of this event and other?
I mean, let's see, last year was cold weather gear for one department.
Mm-hmm.
We've purchased canines for departments, bulletproof vests, speed limit trailers, all kinds of stuff. Barbecue grill so that they can cook.
That's cool.
For, community events. It's just whatever they need that their budget just doesn't allow for them to purchase. And I mean, and the big thing we probably did was we took 15 or so officers to Washington, D.C. for Police Week, paid for their travel expenses to get out there and experience that, which is I would highly recommend for any officer who's out there.
You said it was pretty incredible, didn't you, Wesley?
Yeah, I've been for a couple years now, yeah.
And this year, you guys are doing a new sponsorship opportunity for this, where you're going to take a little bit of Alton and the Riverbend with you when you go to Police Week.
Yeah.
We are.
Fill me in. How does this work?
It's a new Sarge level sponsorship.
Okay.
It's $1,000. With that sponsorship, we will actually take your business logo or whatever family name that you want to sponsor under, and it'll be on the back of our shirts that we wear in DC this year. So,
well, and is it hard for you guys to find? I mean, it seems like around here people are really willing to support when they can. Has it been tougher this year? Do we need to get some more sponsorships generated?
Oh, I mean, we always need more generation. Can't talk today. More sponsorships coming in, money raised because, this year we added another police department to our group, so we're up to 16 police departments.
Well, I'm hitting the microphone because that's where all of you come in at home. It's time to open up the heart and the wallet a little bit today and really support this. And honestly, I'm tongue-in-cheek. I say you guys do some great stuff. And with the outdoor cold weather gear and really just the canines that you've been able to, help support other departments with, you're true to your mission. Yeah. And to be able to support that, you're truly supporting local police departments throughout the region.
Sure. Yeah. We try and do some community involvement as well. So whether that be like doing our annual gas giveaway that we do, or food drives, or participating in trunk or treats, we kind of get the police involved and try and get them to help us as well. And so it's more of a community thing.
Our whole goal is to build that community between police and citizens, because I think both have a view of each other that might not be exactly what what is happening.
Yeah.
So if we can be that bridge that shows that, hey, these officers are normal people, husbands, wives, like just like anybody else. They have kids and problems and everything, and then show the the police that there is a community that does care for them, and then it's not just the 1% they deal with on a daily basis. There's a lot of people out there who, and it just helps build everybody's.
It makes it such a better place to live too, because like the gas giveaway is so cool. Whenever I'm always damn late to it though. I never get the damn. But driving by though, and you're seeing everyone kind of just smiling and having fun. I mean, how great of a picture is that for a family that maybe is moving into town and needs a place to live, and they're driving through, going, "Oh, let's look." See what Alton has to offer, and they're seeing cops handing gas out and people smiling, and like that's really good stuff. That is the community, and it's great. Are you guys getting closer to that, you think?
We have been. It's a work in progress.
Yeah. Totally.
I think if we're always pushing ourselves to do more. So, the more we set a goal last year, and this year let's exceed that goal, and next year we're maybe one day we're statewide, and then maybe it's a couple states wide, or
What's it mean to have the group represented at Police Week out there? What's it do for your guys' work and mission?
So I mean, it really, like, once you've been out there and you talk to other police departments, other police officers, when you mention what we're doing and how we do it, they're always baffled that the community actually has a group like this, and like, how do you start it? How do we do this? Like, can we be involved too? And it's like, it's sad, but it's understandable why people don't want to come out and support. And it sucks that it takes a tragedy like Blake, losing Blake way back when, to start something like this. But to see people's eyes light up and hear that there are groups of people who are supporting these officers, it makes it worth it for sure. Well,
and the work keeps getting put in, and if you guys keep growing, it could become this really unique national movement too, where you see folks adapting your guys' policies and just the procedural work that you guys do, because it's really a great program for a lot of communities to have, not just many, almost all of them.
Sure,
really.
We would hope, and we've got a lot of active. I mean, we have a lot of repeat customers. I'd like to say,
That's cool.
A lot of our sponsors have shown up every year for us, and
That's awesome.
They just keep going, and it's great because it helps their communities as well. So we basically have kind of stuck with Madison County a little bit, Jersey County, stuff like that. We'd love to expand, but it also takes a lot of manpower.
It totally does. How many are a part of your group right now?
Probably.
That was the same deep breath.
Probably between 25 and 30.
Yeah, it keeps growing.
That's great.
And it's all volunteer. Like, it's all 100% volunteer. Nobody has a payroll. Like, so in some years we have more people that can help, but life is busy, and sometimes people have to take. So I'd say we're 25 to 30 people strong.
Sure. I'd say we've had at least 50 or so that have come and gone throughout all the years, though. So
if someone wants to be a part of it, how can they join up?
Check out our website, our Facebook page, send us a message, or I guess you can email info@mm4pd.com.
Yep.
And we'll get you in touch with the right people. Or if you know one of us who's already on it, just send us a text and we'll get you involved real quick.
Check out our Facebook page. They've been posting a lot of the committee members on there here and there, just to kind of give out the faces.
Yeah. Really cool. Well, do you guys have a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, talk about the event, ways that we can all be a part of it, and a little bit more. It's 48 degrees in downtown Alton at 9:46. More Daily Show next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Thursday. Man, kind of a lack of energy in the studio from CJ Nasello today. I'm bringing the room down. Normally I'm just a little tired today, I think. Right. I haven't done the energy drinks yet, though, so I still got hope. There's hope out there, Wes.
It's been a long week.
It has. But you know what? It'll be a very, very fun night. March the 28th, when you're over there. Is it still at Bluff City? Mm-hmm. There we go. And then take me through the night. What are we going to be expecting?
Well, doors open at 6. Tickets are $30, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're $30. Doors open at 6. We get started around 7 or so. So it starts with the honor guard.
Yeah, honor guard.
Yeah. We usually do like the national anthem, things like that, and get started that way. Mm-hmm. And then Porch Cafe is the band this year.
Really good.
And we also do a mustache contest.
Now, Wes, are you going to be a part of this?
If I could grow a mustache, I'd love to. I may have a mustache, but it will not be a real one.
You know, it pisses me off when some of these guys can just, in about 30 seconds, just think one out. You know, it's amazing how it works. Me either. But it is kind of fun. The photos are great from the contest, too. You guys do a good job of making sure you get everything documented.
And we're really trying to get back to the mustache contest because that's what started it all. And over the years, we've kind of... So this year, we're making a bigger push, better prizes, and to get more people involved.
What do you win?
Well, it depends. Sometimes it's like, here's a $100 bill, or here's a gift certificate. I mean, it kind of just depends on what we've got going on.
Or if local businesses decide to donate a gift, that's always a possibility too.
Well, see, and that's what I think it's really cool. It's all about collaborating because it's only, the sky's really the limit. You'll do whatever you're, capable of doing. So just partner up. And the Facebook page is a really good place to start with that, isn't that?
Sure.
That is correct.
You guys are a 501.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
Tax season. If you listen, I know that some of you already filed, and I get that, but next year still, you're going to have to at least get your deductions going early on.
That's right.
You might as well start donating now and keeping Uncle Sam happy.
That's right.
Why not?
I think it's
great. I don't disagree.
Yep.
Huh? Good point.
Yeah.
Whew, it's very rare that I make a very solid argument. I don't know how you debate me on that one. But really getting into this, I think it's cool that Porch Cafe's playing. They're a great band. And then you guys do a really good job of really just making this a fun event for everybody involved, from the police officers that you're supporting at large and their families and your guys' family. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very laid-back evening. We're not going to hit you with ball gowns or anything like that, or long speeches. We try to keep everything really short, let the band do their thing, and everybody enjoy themselves. I mean,
we've got some drawings or so.
Yeah.
We'll have that. We'll have 50-50, different things like that.
How high does the 50-50 get?
It's been over $1,000, I feel like, every year.
And it grows every year.
And it's a no give back, so if you win, you keep it.
So you can't be that guy that has to make sure. See, I always do it when people are looking. Now if no one's looking, I'll take that money. But if all eyes are on me, it's going back to you. You know?
You take it. We will not take it back. You keep it. So.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about the night? Just of the event at large.
Mine is just seeing our local law enforcement that are in attendance be able to relax and be with their group of people, because they can't just go out to dinner without people bothering them or people staying. People know your local officers, so seeing them all together, just the camaraderie. I say it with the DC trip, I'll just sit in the back and listen, because once they get going and and talking and sharing stories, it's a blast. So.
It really is. And to see the support from the community, I mean, it's usually a packed house, so get your tickets while you can.
It really is. I mean, you never have a light crowd for this.
No, it's great. And there's just so much support, and seeing our local honor guard come in and do the thing, and it's emotional at times, but it's amazing to watch, and everybody's there for the same reason, which is also great.
One, like you mentioned earlier too, Wes, something starts, it's born out of a tragedy, and and nothing's ever going to replace that tragedy or fill that void. But years later, to see that there's nights of kind of community and really what Blake really was as a man. That's you just.
No, and you knew Blake. Elizabeth knows Blake. I knew Blake. I knew Blake, and what I really feel what this committee does and what Mustache March stands for and what they support is what Blake would have supported. You know? Giving back to the community, helping the Boys and Girls Club when we do, that's the stuff he would have wanted. And if we can continue his memory and his legacy by having a get together once a year to raise some money to help other police departments, man, I'll keep doing it.
Absolutely. So, really cool. Well, and really great for the community to know too, a little bit more of just kind of the overview of that overarching story with that. And going forward this year, do you have any projects that you guys have talked about wanting to utilize these funds? Okay, that smile says yes, we have, and we were excited that you asked, CJ.
Honestly, it changes every single year. So,
and I think that's what's exciting for us.
Yeah, it could be just the idea of someone talking to us, or the excitement of not always exactly knowing what's going to happen. The unfortunate thing is that a lot of times part of our funds do go to tragedy. Right. Every single year there's been something, whether it's been a canine or an officer, or, we've helped support officers whose houses have burned down, or when, the firefighters, things like that. We are here and we stand up when we're needed.
SROs reaching out, hey, we need some stuff for the kids at school. All right, let's do it.
Well, and it's truly all aspects of it, because some and it's not a slight, it's just some organizations focus on kind of one or two scenarios, and you guys know that hell, anything could hit at any given day, and at least have some type of financial help and resources to give is fantastic. Yeah. Going forward, you guys can go to the Facebook page and be a part of all the updates leading up to the event, and take me through surprises. We got prizes or raffle items?
Sure. Yeah. We've had some generous donors already. Some of our local places, Mac's, places like that, have given us gift cards and things like that.
Nice.
So we do have some great giveaways and stuff. We have the mustache contest, of course. Yeah. We do 50-50. We have a gun raffle.
We'll have some other raffles that you have to be in in the building.
In person.
Is
we'll
it the
have
black powder cannon I was wanting? Dang it.
We'll have
I'll say yes or no.
We'll have a merch table with
Yep.
T-shirts and stuff like that, and we'll see what else that comes in. You know, we've had stuff in the past donated that we're able to raffle off or do door prizes, you know, stuff like that. So
it's really cool. I just think it's a great night. And you guys really do pull out all this stuff. When is Police Week?
It would be starts Mother's Day,
Yep.
so that's May 11th,
Mhm.
and it runs through the week. And the group of officers we take this year, we will go from Monday and come back Thursday.
And what is the cutoff date for the Sarge sponsorship?
Technically, no cutoff. If you want to be acknowledged the night of, we will need everything probably 2 weeks before. So, you know, mid-March, March 14th, something like that. But if you want to give after that, you know, we won't make those T-shirts until closer to May.
That's what I was
Right.
asking,
Yeah.
if you guys had
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
You're right. It's like weird. Once tomorrow hits and Saturday, people are going to go, oh my God, I got to get things going here.
Well, warm weather, too.
Right.
Gets everybody
Yeah.
woke up. And
Like,
yeah.
hey, let's plan something. Let's go somewhere.
Well, just plan to go to Bluff City Grill on March the 28th. What time was?
Doors open at 6. We'll get the party started at 7.
Absolutely. And we'll see you there. And you're going to support a great cause and help various organizations and individuals all throughout the Riverbend region. Thank you guys for stopping by. We'll link
thank
everything
you.
in an article.
Thanks for having
Am I
us.
forgetting anything right now?
I don't think so.
Man, how about that? You woke me up today. Good job. 9:58, a little bit of change. We'll come back with top of the hour news and whatever else I can think of and throw at you on this Thursday next.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I knew a gun had turned us on. Turn us on when you're coming home. I can't go on. Turn us on. I knew a gun had turned to stone.
I couldn't find the sky cam. It is beautiful looking outside today, ain't it? Man, oh man. 10:01, top of the hour news, getting ready to hit you right in the nose. Great conversation there with Wes and Elizabeth. Really great to talk with them and get the latest from Mustache March for PD, and really excited to share with all of you. Just a great organization, and I hope that you're able to support them and be a part of it. March the 28th. We'll take you, though, at 10:02 to your top of the hour news. Make sure you sign up for RiverBender.com's daily email updates. And hey, I'm looking at that TV over here. Before I do news, you want to... dang it, I missed it. But we are hiring. If you want to reach out, we need some salespeople. We need some good salespeople, like the Jordan Belforts of the world. I am reaching out to you from the screen. Anyway, I did see that and did want to fill you in a couple of days ago that if you're interested in maybe looking for a new sales path and want to be a part of a growing industry and a really great company to work for, right here, 618-465-9850. All right, top of the hour news. Now, make sure you sign up for that daily email update. You'll get it every morning at 7:30 in the morning with Around the River Bend. And just a programming update for you tonight. It was going to be a kind of a lot going on. There is going to be the flood wall meeting tonight for the city, but also the Alton basketball team, girls basketball team, will be playing their sectional final game tonight. RiverBender.com will be broadcasting that for you. I have those details now. RiverBender.com will be on hand at around 6 p.m. tonight as Alton's Lady Redbirds basketball continues their playoff hunt. So just a brief programming note, and I will not be with Mike Weller tonight. We'll be starting those back up in March, the last Thursday of March for AP Cigar After Hours, and looking very much forward to that as well. So just wanted to give you a brief little update before we got into top of the hour news, and also the school board candidates forum has been canceled from what I've been told this morning as well. Just a few bulletins for you. And I can have that text for you now. Yes, the candidates forum was canceled at the last minute, and it could be due in part to the Lady Redbirds basketball game tonight and some of the other public functions happening. We'll keep you updated if that is rescheduled before, of course, April the 1st consolidated election. We'll take you right to Alton first. Alton Memorial Hospital has kicked off a significant expansion project to increase its operating room capacity from 8 to 10. Alongside remodeling existing facilities, the demolition phase has recently begun as part of a plan to improve surgical services. The initiative includes enlarging one operating room and remodeling all pre-existing OR rooms, as well as adding pre-operative and recovery bays to accommodate increased surgical activity. The hospital aims to broaden its range of procedures, including advanced surgeries, while ensuring that services remain uninterrupted during construction. Leadership was present at the demolition, marking a commitment to enhancing patient experience. This is a really cool story. Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville and East St. Louis Center's Project Success students have been actively participating in chess lessons as part of their initiative that began on January the 28th, the greatest day of the year, my birthday, and runs until March the 4th. Led by Philip Berry, a seasoned chess coach, the lessons aim to instill strategic thinking and critical decision-making skills in young participants aged 5 to 14. Berry emphasizes that chess teaches valuable life lessons, including conflict resolution and communication skills. The program, part of the 40 Days of Nonviolence and Beyond initiative, seeks to deter violence in the East St. Louis area while providing engaging learning experiences. Also in the news today, a 73-year-old man has become the first patient at OSF Healthcare St. Anthony's Health Center to receive cardio MEMS HF system. Now, this is a groundbreaking implantable sensor, which is quite fascinating to learn about. It's designed to manage heart failure. This FDA-approved device has been shown to significantly reduce hospital admissions by enabling remote monitoring of pulmonary artery pressure. The patient, who previously suffered from fluid retention with frequent hospital visits, can now take daily readings that are wirelessly transmitted to his care team, allowing for time timely medication adjustments. Since this procedure in January, he has not returned to the emergency department, and that enhances his quality of life. And finally, in the news today, in serious news, Nathan Johnson was arrested on February the 21st in Alton after officers established probable cause during a traffic stop. The investigation led to the recovery of drugs and a firearm. More for you on that, but more details on the offenses now. Madison County State's Attorney's Office has charged Johnson with several, including possession of a firearm by a repeat felony offender, armed violence, and unlawful possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance. He's currently held at the Madison County Jail pending a detention hearing. The Alton police raised the proactive enforcement that led to this significant arrest, and it emphasizes their commitment to community. At 10:07, that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. 48 degrees. Hasn't changed much since 9:10 this morning when we talked the first time. It feels like 48 out there. Today, sunny and breezy. Tonight, clear. Kind of a boring weather report. Air quality sits at 48, which is good, and the UV index is at moderate today, so just something to take note of. Temperatures will reach 60 degrees on the dot and drop down to 27 overnight as we head into Friday. On Friday, a high of 68, a low of 35. And on Saturday, a high of 44, a low of 23 degrees. No rain in the forecast all weekend. On Sunday, sunny skies, a high of 44, a low of 28 degrees, and then on Monday, a high of 52. Rain all day long and a low of 47 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. It is 10:08 in the heart of the 618 for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more Daily Show. This turned out to be a good one. I was a little bit nervous, but it's really turning out to be a good show today. Oh, thank you, Wes. More Daily Show comes your way next, right here on RiverBender.com.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good. Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you in the nose on a Thursday morning. It is the 13th day of February. It's not Friday, so that's good. We're already off to a good start. And really, Grafton is getting some great stuff coming down the pipeline. Fountain Hill opening on March the 1st.
Yes, from 5 to 7.
This is
grand opening 5 to 7. It's Saturday night and open for business on Monday. I mean, it's Sunday, actually. Sorry.
Really cool. And Chuck, how are you doing today?
Real good.
So I told the story. I broke the ice with the audience already. I said I may or may not have texted the wrong phone number to confirm our interview. I texted, and I don't know who it was. I feel bad for the person. They probably think the feds are after them, or something. But we got it here now. And Chuck, this is exciting. Thanks for being a part of it, too.
I appreciate
Well, and, Sonny, Santino's was just amazing. When you guys started that, my family came and was a part of the, Easter brunches and buffets and all of these things you were doing for the community. And, I know that, you're moving on to Grafton, but what's it like knowing that, your legacy at Santino's has kept people talking and excited about this next chapter?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the whole community for supporting me and opening the arms for us and loving us in Alton. I don't know how, there is no expression. I don't know how to thank the people of Alton, how good they did for us and how much support I got and how much love I got. And unfortunately, I hate to leave Alton. I don't want to bring it up in cameras right now, but unfortunately, I have to leave. I hate to leave the Alton, but my son needed a job, so my son went and bought the Grafton. So hopefully, I'm going to help him out, and we're going to get things going together. And I'd like to invite everybody for a free buffet 5 to 7, and introduce us and let us know what we did to the building and what changes we made. And hopefully we're going to do the right thing for the Grafton too. And another thing I want to add on it, I did pay a lot of gift cards when I left that I left behind, but I want to make sure to tell the whole community, whatever it is, I paid a big amount to the new guy now that they're using my name and my signature. But anything gets left behind, I told them to stop so they can come and use in Grafton, and I will stand behind it. I want to make sure that everybody knows anything gets with my signature or my family's signature, I want them to come and use it with us and make sure that I stand behind everything I left behind.
This is why we love you, Sonny. This is exactly why we love you. And here, let me pull this microphone in front of you if you could a little bit, just because I just got a text. But, I really think that's such a big reason about why you guys were so successful, because that spot you were in was not an easy location for a lot of restaurants. I mean, that was a place where people were like, man, this is going to be tough. And you guys came in and knocked it out of the park, but it was your approach. I mean, you worked the floor, your son did, everyone did.
The whole family did help me, and I have a lot of good help in there, and most of my help been with me forever, and I respect them. They know that the customer service is very important, and we did a good job. Customer service, good atmosphere, good prices, quality food will bring the people in, and you take care of them, they'll come back.
What do you think, Chuck?
He is just truthful what he says.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first met him, he told me what he'd do for me, and I had a fraternity. I was over at Milliken in Decatur, and when the cook called in sick, I called Sonny because his restaurant was in our same block, basically.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he'd say, a la carte, or do you want me to bring it over? So we'd switch it up. And sometimes he didn't even charge me, I'm telling you.
It's incredible. And see, it's about being a good neighbor and a good community member, too.
Like I say, again, I don't know how to thank the town.
Right.
I don't know how to thank the community. It's been nothing but the best. I have nothing but good things. And I love them so much, and hopefully they're going to support us there to help us out, and I'll be there for them too.
This is exciting. And by the way, if you're just tuning in, we were just talking about, Sonny mentioned, we'll talk about the grand opening and all the hours and when you have to get there 5 to 7 p.m. But if you have a Santino's gift card that has your signature on it.
My signature or my family's signature, I stand behind it 100%. They can come and use it anytime, which is when I sold the building, the place in Alton, I talked to the guy, make sure that he does not refuse my gift cards, and he didn't.
Yeah.
So, but he saved it all for me, so I went and I paid him back. I paid over $20,000 to him on a gift card that people left behind. So
I got a few.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I want to take care of business, and I want to be proud of myself, and I want the town to be proud of me that what I did.
So, what led to you, and honestly, that's what I think is really incredible, too, and thanks for getting that out there in case anyone's interested in going, man, I did have that. But why the Grafton location? Was it just the interest of the building? Was the public wanting it?
Well, my son is a pilot, as you know.
Oh, okay.
And he has a little difficulties getting job right now.
Right.
So I like to put him to work. So while I was working here, before even I sold those, he was looking to buy that place.
Really?
Yes, one of our friends has like a real estate agent, and she showed it to us, and then he kind of liked it. He saw the town, he went around, he liked it. He drove around with his friends one day, and he liked the place, and I want to put him to work. Simple as that. I want to put him to work. He's got to start making money for himself and his family.
Well, now this is the old Fin Inn, correct?
Right. This is the old Fin Inn that we bought now, yes.
Yeah. And now are you keeping the fish tanks?
I am going to keep half of them.
Really cool.
Yes. A lot of people have good memories in there, and I want to maintain the memories. But I don't want to overdo it because I'm going to make a joke now. A lot of people come and say when it was Fin Inn, a lot of people loved it. But a lot of people say it was creepy when the fish were looking at them when they're eating the fish.
I always felt that way at Red Lobster, when those things were looking at me.
But again, I kept, because I have a good comments from people, I kept half of them in the dining room and some of them in the bar area.
Really cool.
Just for people to have memories that they've been there before and stuff like that. But if they request more, I can always make more there. They're there.
Yeah.
But what he told me was, I'm putting pretty fish in there.
What type of fish?
We're going to put ocean fish, like a color fish and a very
salt water?
Well, salt water, but the water is not salty inside, but obviously they can survive in a water like that with chemicals and everything. The guy from Jerseyville, he's a very good kid.
Uh-huh.
He's working with me, and he's making the fishes. That's what he does for a living.
There was a fish. I used to be a fish connoisseur for about a month and a half, and I realized I am not good with fish personally. I just couldn't get the water right. But I went to the store, and I'm telling you, they fed this fish hot dogs, and it had these teeth. It wasn't a piranha. It was. Imagine having one of those floating in your tank. You know, that could be you could be dinner.
Yeah, I'm not very good at maintaining them, but I like watching them.
That's exactly right. Well, and when a push comes to shove, on March the 1st, you're open 5 to 7, correct?
5 to 7, but I'm going to invite the whole community of Alton if they would like to come, and I will open 4 o'clock for you guys. So 1 hour before, so make sure I feed everybody that day.
And then he's going back to the buffet on Sunday.
Back to the buffet regular days on Sunday for regular business.
This is This is so cool. And now brunch price. What's brunch price?
Brunch price is going to be $12.99 for kids.
This is so cool.
Includes everything: soft drinks, desserts, everything.
Drinks too?
Yes.
Oh, you're making every parent happy, right?
I'm very blessed.
Well, was there any hesitation about doing this again or anything?
Not really. I took a little break and I had a good time for 6 months.
Yeah.
Over 6 months, and I'm like workaholic, and I like to get back to work, and I'm not rich yet to retire, so I gotta go back to work. Fortunately, I gotta make a paycheck, pay my bills. So I enjoyed every bit working with people and talking to people, meeting new people.
Love this, and it really and I think that's what really shone through, because I mean, like I told you, Chuck, in our interview, we had 14,000 people that tuned in and watched that, and it's just people really did enjoy hearing from you, and it's because of that. My parents said the same thing the first time they went into your place. It was like, man, this guy's awesome,
And again, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. I feel terribly bad. I did sign the lease, like I told you last time I was here at Santino's, but unfortunately, I had to do what I had to do.
Well, and honestly, there's no sense in hashing that out today because there's a lot of good things coming down the pipeline.
I know, but it bothers me because I like to take care of my people.
Well,
I don't like to walk away from people that love me and support me and open the arms for me.
Since I've known him so long, I'd always ask him, "You're staying here, right? You're not leaving me. You're not leaving me." He goes, "No, I got my roots." And then when he sold his property in Decatur, he goes, "This is the only place I got."
Yeah.
But with that, he's the type of person that he knows a lot. He's very friendly. He gets to know a lot of people. Just a little side thing here. He had some mental, not medical problems.
Not mental.
Medical.
Medical.
I have the mental. I have those.
And I sometimes have memory loss. But I took him to the BJC out in Godfrey. And I picked him up, took him in. He went to the counter, sat down. This woman's my neighbor where he bought a house at. And then as he's checking in, the nurse, she comes to my restaurant. And then when he comes back out, he goes, "The person took my blood. She loves my restaurant." And I went, "You know more people than I know in Godfrey."
Well, and see, that's a good, and you're right about that because people were kind of, I think, going, "Man, it's
bummer. It's bummer. It bothers me, and I have a lot of people call me in a personal phone. I give them my Facebook or whatever, and it's not what I wanted to do. Let's put it that way. It was not my call. Yeah, I had no other choice.
But he does have an eye open for Alton too. I think.
Well,
and that's good. Good teaser.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's a good clarifier because what folks don't know, and this is why I kind of started the show too, and we talk about the things in hindsight after they happen, but for all the smiles and all the fun that we have when the business is in operation, from 9 to 5 or 10 to 6, whatever business is open for, you don't see all the BS that kind of goes on in the back end where you're just trying to get things done.
No, you don't.
And it's good to kind of touch on that without divulging into it, Sonny.
Exactly. I just briefly want to let people know it has nothing to do with the town. It has nothing to do with me.
You have a moment to take a quick break with me? Yeah. I got to pay a bill.
Okay.
10:43, and we'll come back. We'll talk about the grand opening. You guys in Grafton are blessed, and now for all of us in Alton, we have another reason to get to Grafton. Oh, also, Grafton for Lovers this week, and make sure you stop by and see all the Grafton Chamber of Commerce businesses and all that good stuff as well. 10:43, more conversation comes our way next with now Fountain Hill, open March the 1st.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good. Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. But isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that.
1047, welcome back. Daily Show hitting you on the nose. 13th day of February. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. And on March the 1st, I mean, maybe you can rain check a Valentine's Day dinner for March the 1st, you know, or maybe even...
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
Well, I buried the lead, as always. I'm pretty good at this, Chuck. I bury the lead a lot. 5 to 7 on March the 1st. This is what I think's cool. F-R-E-E. That is spelling free for X Santino and customers and the folks that have loved you all these years.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to invite, like I said again, I'm going to invite everybody. And I think I'm going to open for 1 hour earlier. So I'm going to open for the Alton area to come 1 hour early. So around 4 o'clock. And for everybody else will be after 4 o'clock. So which is 5 to 7. It's going to be free buffet for everybody. Come and join me. And thank you for all this year that supported Santino's. And thank you for being right by us. And I'm going to acknowledge you to always support Santino's because the guy is a very nice guy. And hopefully he's going to do the right thing and the right stuff for you guys. So
really cool.
I will support Santino's to the day I die because you guys were there. Everybody was there. And I just want you guys to know that part of me, it's Santino's.
That is so cool, man. And it's just...
Yeah.
It shows truly, though, what it takes to be because some people just think being a business owner, Sonny, or being somebody in the community is just putting your name on something.
It makes me emotional.
Yeah, but you lived it. I mean, from all the stuff you did, and I'm not trying to patronize you, but, you know, you gave lunches to so many people and you dropped things off. You were you lived this community.
Ask him how, Sonny, tell the story how you got to the United States.
Well,
what age?
Is it?
I got 17 when I was here. 17 years old. I got here...
In Chicago?
Yeah, I got here when I was 17 years old. I had a visa. I had nobody here, and I had to survive for myself. I hardly speak English. Not that I speak any better now. But at the time, I didn't speak nothing.
Wow.
So I work as a dishwasher. I started in Olive Garden, then I work in a baker's care. Then I work in a nice Italian restaurant. It's called Silviano's for 6 months, and then I decided I cannot wash dishes no more because I would never learn in English. I cannot talk to the dishes.
Right.
So I came up front. I had no money to pay for school, so I had to learn by talking to people, and it was not easy, but I wanted to be entrepreneur. It's like, I'm going to say this word like John F. Kennedy said.
Yeah.
It's not what the country does for you. What can you do for the country? And I've been here for 35 years, over 35 years. I had a lot of businesses. I employed a lot of people. I worked through a lot of towns. I respect them. I love them. And I'll do anything I can to take care of the United States.
And see, this is what I just find incredible because so many times, and I just had a recent interview on with a gentleman that does a lot of the consultations and stuff for financial firms that are bigger, and he tells people all the time the same thing you did. It's not what we're going to give to you, it's what you're going to be able to give for the greater good, and really just live it. The American dream's not dead if you work for it.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell the new generation, including my kids, if you want to become somebody in the United States, this is the land of the opportunity. You got to wake up, put your mind to it, work hard, you will achieve it.
And it's
the only way to make it go. No other way. No crap, none of nonsense. Get up, put your mind together, go to work. And if you don't make $100 a day, you're going to make $10 a day. You don't lose $20, but you're making $10.
Yeah.
By sitting home, you staying home, wasting $20 because you got to eat.
Exactly. You just hit it on the head. And I'm not to go back and rehash the emotional side of this, Sonny, but this is why, I always talk about, because I did professional wrestling and went to Austin and all these places. I got to do some fun stuff already. And we talked about, the big thing is you had to give a speech on what made your hometown special. I didn't have to say nothing because it's people seriously like you that are, not just your business that's selling and serving great food, but it's the fact that you literally love this place.
I do enjoy it. I want to make it work, and I refuse to lose. Let's put it.
I love it, man. This is why we love you.
Yeah,
and
I refuse to lose, and I like to take care of my people.
And see, it just shows through every time. And now, I think that's why so many people just are following you over and saying, we're ready for Fountain Hill. What was up with the name on Fountain Hill?
Well, Fountain Hill becoming my idea name because I built a nice fountain in front of the building.
Oh, okay.
And the building gets on a hill. So I put two together, Fountain Hill.
That's cool. It's elegant, too.
Yes,
I like it. Very simple, elegant.
And it's a little steakhouse. I believe Grafton has a lot of good restaurants.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of fast food restaurants.
True.
Like bar and grills and stuff like that. And I wanted to bring something nice for Grafton and for the community. And hopefully it's going to work out, and I'm going to do the right thing for everybody.
What's your menu going to be like?
It's going to be steaks, pastas, seafood, mostly steak and seafood house.
Really cool.
But we're going to have a lot of chicken, a lot of pasta, specials every day, different and stuff like that. So
I love this.
And
yeah, it's going to be good.
Great desserts.
Of course, desserts. Don't forget, we have the Cheesecake Lady, homemade desserts.
Oh, she's the best,
yes,
isn't she?
Homemade desserts.
Oh, man. And see, it's things like that, too, where, having the Cheesecake Lady and honestly, that partner, bringing her on and all.
She is a good kid, and she needs the support she can have. So hopefully everybody's going to listen to this and go back to her and support her. And it's a small business, so hopefully help her out.
I'll tell you this right now. We had Thanksgiving, and my mom got a cheesecake from the Cheesecake Lady. You do not want to go near my dad when that thing is in the kitchen. I'm telling you. That almost ended up being an ID channel thing. We were on almost a murder mystery. Don't touch it. It's mine. But, the 1st of March is a Saturday. I have figured that out after saying Friday 85,000 times during the commercial break. But Saturday, March the 1st, 5 to 7 p.m.
4 for everybody for Alton area.
Yes. 4 for the Altonians.
Altonians, I like that. Altonians.
5 to 7 for
everybody
else. And then the brunch, Sunday.
Sunday brunch, we're going to have from 11 to 2. We're going to have a lot of items in there, like over 20 items, like normal. And then it's going to be $12.99, includes soft drink, desserts, and $9.99 for kids.
Who eats that well with that price?
Exactly.
You go to McDonald's, that's a Big Mac.
That's the name of the game. You take care of the people, people take care of you.
That's right. And Sonny, anything else before we say goodbye for now?
I just want to thank you, everybody, and thank you for inviting us in your studio here today. It was very kind and very nice, and I want to see you face the day before everybody there, so you can enjoy it and have a good time on me. And hopefully we're going to do the right thing for everybody. Please come, just be part of us and join us. And I'm going to let you know one more time that I love you, I respect you, and thank you very much for supporting us for all these years. And hopefully we can do it again.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
God bless.
Seriously, thank you. You're welcome back anytime, too. Any other events, brunches you want to promote, the floor is yours.
You made my day.
We're excited. We're back with Fountain Hill and Grafton, March the 1st. 4 o'clock is for all you Altonians, 5 to 7 for the rest in that Sunday brunch to follow, plus open after that for you guys to come in and enjoy. A quick break, more Daily Show as we wrap up Thursday morning next.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I wanna be high. I wanna be free to know the things I do are right. I wanna be free, just me, oh man.
Welcome back, 1038, little bit of change. Principia College joins us now on the show. You know, we have John Williams, who's a JD mediation team coach, professor, and past college president of Principia. Did I leave any of the titles out?
Oh, that's enough, CJ. Thank you very much. That's enough.
I'm so excited to have you in the studio. I really am, because I read this press release that Carrie sent out just a couple of days ago.
Right.
And I thought, how great of an opportunity this mediation team, because I didn't even know this existed, to be quite honest with you, and how unique of an opportunity this is for so many young people pursuing this career.
Sure. And mediation being an alternative to litigation, to going to court with the win laws. I was just listening to an ad for one of the big law firms in St. Louis, and we win for you, which means someone's going to lose for you. Why not find a way of resolving your conflicts in a where you bring the pressure down, bring in a mediator who's a nonpartisan sort of person with a skill to build trust and work with the two sides to find something mutual.
You know, and how did this develop? Was this something that other colleges were doing that Principia adapted to, or?
Well, it turns out that Principia has been involved in intercollegiate competition since about 2012, which is early on. There is an International Academy of Dispute Resolution, professional mediators who've gotten together and through that have training programs. And one of them actually happens to have been father-in-law of our first coach. So there was a personal connection there. A gentleman by the name of Dick Calkins. He's still active, does training. I took one of his professional training courses, takes a full term, a lot of attorneys, judges, retirees getting back in, and then figuring out how do you start developing the next generation. Right. And they came up with a national intercollegiate competition. It's actually now international. We had a team from Singapore down at the competition we were at in Florida. And then there's an international law school competition, which I'm going to put in a plug. This year we didn't make the finals. We didn't quite hit the finals in the national intercollegiate, because if you make number 1 or number 2, Holy Cross beat us and Boston. So those are the type of schools we're competing with, University of Texas, University of Florida. But if the top 2 undergraduate teams in the world get to go to the international law school competition, which it's a fun thing to go to. You don't expect much.
Right.
Last year we were one of the 2 finalists up in Chicago. We made a showing, but you're up against law students who are doing this professionally. The year before we went to the internationals at Bologna, Italy. And there are 4 top awards. One for best mediator, because that's where we're training.
Right.
One for best team showing of mediation. One for attorney advocate pairs. You have a client and they have an advocate, usually an attorney, on both sides. Mm-hmm. So we have 4 top awards. Principia, undergraduate school, takes #1 in team mediation.
That's incredible.
Beating like 48 other law schools.
I love it.
Including Berkeley.
No way.
Oh, it's one of those things. It was how it happened. We just had an incredible team, and the young gal who is now in law school, I think at USC, who sort of represented the team in that final round. And sitting watching, you sort of go, "Is this an undergraduate?" No, this is already someone who's developed the expertise and the ability to sort of help both sides come to a mutual resolution.
Well, and truly, with that, accolade too, and acknowledgement, it shows how great, our judicial system is truly, where you don't have to be the multi-million-dollar, law firm and they're going to win every time. If you have a good team and you know what you're doing, you can accomplish something sometimes.
Sure, sure. And the field of mediation as an alternate to going to court.
Right.
Sue the bastards.
Right.
I'm JD, as you mentioned, and was originally a litigator and was a prosecutor with the federal government for a while, and then had my own law practice. When a client came and said, "I'm so angry, John, and we're going to sue him, we're going to take him to court." "Oh, God, no, you didn't say that, did you?" "Well, no, not yet, but calm, let's calm down, because the first thing that happens is you've already set up an opposition. There's not going to be a resolution. You're already going to do battle."
Yeah.
Why not? And because the thing I did love about private practice was doing what I call preventative law. Mm-hmm. That is writing a really good contract. The landlord agreement.
Yep.
And I can remember times where a client would come in and said, "Well, here's one that they're proposing. It's 3 pages." And, a week later, I turn it into 15. And I go, I hate attorneys. I pay for time, and now he turned it into 15 pages. And I had one situation where there was a conflict, having a restaurant and a truck stop, pretty complex sort of thing. And he called me up and said, we're going to sue. And I go, no, let's work this out.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't I didn't foresee the specific problem, but I had written it such a way that I said, go back to the fellow and have this conversation. And I didn't hear from my client for 3 weeks. I finally called, "Whatever happened?" He said, "Oh, I did exactly what you did. I didn't mention lawyer. I didn't mention lawsuit. I just said, if you don't correct this, I can't have a restaurant here, and the truck stop's not going to be successful. And you agreed that if there's a problem on the outside that has an impact on the inside, you'll pay for it." Oh, well, what happened? He said he agreed on the spot to make $30,000 repairs. Right.
Amazing.
Like that. No conflict. And I said, "And how much did I cost you?" "John, I get it. You are worth every penny. You helped me make money."
Right. Well, and see, this is so fascinating that you bring this up, because so many times it seems like we're always in this battle in life, no matter what. It's just like the fight or flight for so many people, where if something if something's not going right and, something happens, you're right. The first thing is, "Oh, I'm calling who, and I'm going after you, and I'm going to own you." And how important is it, though, not only just for personal sides of things when it comes to legal matters, but also just for, using the law to help build communities and shape them. You have
You've got it. When we approach a case, and I approach training, the first thing we ask is a mock case, because you're trying to help train up these young people to listen, to be perceptive, to be fair, to be humble, and to help opposing sides. And there's one category which we call facilitative. That is, you've got a dispute, a civil dispute of some sort, a company with a vendor or a supplier or a client or something like that, and you don't want to go to court because it's going to cost you money. Mm-hmm. It's going to take a long time. You lose control of the timing. And of course, time is money with lawyers. And it's public. I mean, if you go to court,
it's out there.
Everybody hears it. So what happens if you want to get together and, one side, they know they're wrong, but the other side did something too, and they both have some fault, and one of them could look like a schmuck and the other could lose some business, and they want to work it out privately.
Right.
And and when it's done, we walk away. We sign that contract. You actually enthrone it in a contract. We abide by this. We agree to keep silent or whatever. Mm-hmm. The other type is what's called transformational, where usually it's families.
Oh.
And so the messiness is you as the mediator is not only going to resolve it so they both walk away feeling they won something.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone faster. The client controls it. If they don't like what's going on, you can go to court if you want to. You don't have to stay with the mediator.
Right.
But the mediator's guarantees absolute confidentiality. And if you want it to be confidential, the world doesn't have to know your private affairs in a family.
Right.
And of course, how do you help them transform? Because you got to live together, or this or that.
Well, and see, that's another fascinating concept too, because you're almost playing two roles. You're playing the role of mediator, but also in a weird way, you're playing the role of a counselor sometimes, especially around wills, because people are holding grudges for 25 years, and because Aunt Sally didn't come to Grandma's funeral in 1947. You know it better than I do.
Oh, sure. And so one of the things that a mediator is trained to do is to get down at the deeper issues.
Yeah.
It may not be the money. In fact, one of our mentors who does training tells a great story about two gals that were fighting over something. It was probably a small business deal of some sort. Yeah. And they were and somehow in the conversations that were going on, it was an in-person one, or you can do it on Zoom. A lot of it's gone to Zoom, where you can put them in.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so it could be,
no worry about, button heads.
Exactly. And getting physically, you could literally turn them off or put them into a Zoom room.
Right. That's smart.
And so a lot of mediation, the two sides may never see each other.
Wow.
And it depends on the mediator and how you want to work with that. I mean, mediation actually starts earlier when, say, the two attorneys come together and go, we can move this quicker. We can have our clients, we think it could be resolved.
How many times have you, and I don't want to put this out there like you have done this, but if it's happened, where you go to a court case or you go into trial, and you and the attorney on the other side of the aisle there are both looking at each other going, we could have easily avoided this, but we had some clients that decided we couldn't do this. So have you ever had that with a lawyer on the other side?
No, that happens a lot.
Does it really?
Maybe not as much when you're deep into litigation, but in the process of going to litigation, in fact, I'm not sure of this, but every state has at least an option. And many states actually give judges the power to require mediation before.
Really?
And some states have mandatory mediation, particularly if it involves custody of a minor child.
Yep.
I mean, if you want to talk about something that'll rip people apart,
I couldn't do that job.
Why not just calm it down?
Yep.
Work with the attorneys, because they want to be known as successful. They want to be known as people that can get the job done at a reasonable cost, reasonable time. And while the clients may not have gotten everything they wanted, they can walk away feeling it mattered, it cared.
Yeah.
And so even attorneys are starting to turn to it as an alternative. Our court system is so backlogged.
That's what I was going to ask, because it seems like not even just. I remember when I was with Ray over in St. Louis, it was doing. It was right when Kim Gardner was going through the rounds, and the backlogs, but it was a nationwide problem. It's not just a St. Louis County problem.
And it's going to get worse.
Wow.
My original bar association is Virginia, and they've already identified that there's going to be a shortage of lawyers for the state of Virginia. And you're like, how do you get... I've been telling my students, if you want a profession, wait, yeah.
No kidding.
Right, and you don't have to be competitive, because there are these other forms, arbitration,
right,
negotiation, mediation is one of these. There are different types of it that you can get involved in, depending on your skill set.
Well, take me through some of your team, if you will, too.
Okay.
I would love to get to know some of the students that you have, because they seem very intelligent and bright if they're able to achieve all of this.
Well, here's one of the markers. Is that now I've been involved. I'm now officially the coach, and my successor is retired. But there was an overlap of about 4 years where I was stepping in, traveling with him. I actually took the team to Greece in one of the competitions when he couldn't do it. And then the International Law School is every year, Chicago one year, and then abroad the next year. And so right now it'll come up in April. It'll be in Tbilisi, Georgia, which would be a cool place.
It ain't Greece.
No, it ain't Greece. Yep, the Greece was a lot of fun.
I bet it was.
But Bologna, Italy was fun because we did so well. And the students are just incredible because it's for the college. It's not a course. It's an extracurricular activity. And so we can't, if you're not prepared, you aren't going to go.
Right.
But they are committed. We have had 4 students get all paid scholarships to the law school at Mizzou.
Really?
Every one of them went through the mediation program. Now, that's both mediation is good training and great resume value, but that's the quality of the students.
True.
That they could go, here I am, here are my grades, here's my resume. And now one of them's a county prosecutor in one of the smaller counties in central Missouri. You know, it's just
wonderful.
It's that quality of thought that's already there. Another thing, and this may be, and I'm actually associated with private institutions like Principia, Grace College, which is a Brethren institution, those with a religious background where one is thinking from a spiritual religious perspective of, I don't mean to proselytize, but but I look at those that come out of state institutions versus those that come out of ones with some religious heritage. And you sort of go, but peacemaking is part of it. And, you know, the Beatitudes, for example, blessed are the peacemakers, that sort of thing.
Right.
And so I can remember we went over to, actually the national undergraduate competition was over in Winona at Grace College, and they're brethren. You don't have to be a member of the denomination, but there's something in the air of these schools where, listen, you're going to find another way.
You know, that's so fascinating because you're right, it's an aurora. You know, it seems like at these, and it doesn't matter, and just from my perspective in media, you know, when you go to these huge, massive colleges where it's like, well, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, well, it's great to have, and if you did it, you earned it. But when you go and you see, you know, more of, you know, and again, not trying to throw anything on anybody, but more, more faith-based, you know, environments, it's a more of a community mindset. And I think a community mindset's how you're successful in mediation, just from hearing you speak a little bit.
Right. And so we've done well on the mediation side. Where I was brought in originally was because in competition, there are 3 roles, and everyone has to do each of the 3 roles, and you rotate it. And so there's always got to be at least 3 rounds in any competition. Then there might be semifinals and finals. Mediator, which is the core. And then everyone has to play a client once, and that's a lot of fun for the actors. One of the guys is just he could be an actor, just ham it up, or I'm a heart attack, or you know I hate his guts, or you know he killed a dog, that sort of thing. And then the third is the advocate, and these days it's often an attorney because you're in a legal context, and eventually the mediation will be enforced through a contract. And so they rotate these, and the difficulty is most of our students who just by inclination and upbringing are used to being a peacemaker approach. Is there another approach? Yeah. Whatever your denomination may be. They weren't advocates. How do you stand up and say, wait a minute, there is a line here, and we demand no less than $100,000 for this. And so, John, can you come in and sort of bolster the advocacy? How do you construct an argument? Right. Now, it's not beat the living crap out of someone. Right. But it is you've got to help this person put forward their pain, their interest, that sort of thing.
You know, this is a question for, is it, I don't want to use the term easy, but I have to just in the sense of the question. Is it easier to be a litigator than a mediator in terms of just how you have to approach and how you work with people? Because to me, I feel like it would be a lot easier for me to kick the door in and try to take you on in court because I'm not trying to work with you anymore. I'm just trying to get to the finish line. But mediation, you can't do. I mean, you really have to think.
Right. Well, I'm going to back up a little bit. Okay, say you kick the door, you don't have to work together. And it's fun because I know a number of I'm not from here. I'm from a military family, and then went to school on the East Coast, but lived here about 40 years, and have gotten to know a lot in the law field here. And there's a clear line between the old timers who think gladiator. This is what should be in your mind. You think gladiator, and that is you are hired to do the job, and the ethics code probably says zealously for your client, not illegally. Don't cross the line. You've got to be legal, but your job is not the victim, not this, your specific client. And I've had clients in my time where I sort of went, God, I wish I didn't have them.
Right, I was going to ask you.
And that's where I learned everyone has a right to an attorney. No one has a right to me.
That's actually a good point, too.
And which meant I would turn down clients. And when you're in private business, that can be hard.
Scary.
But the thing that I loved was I am part of that generation that when you went into court and then afterwards you left it there and you were friends with these people.
You went and had golf games, or you went and had dinner somewhere.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
I can remember one case back in the East Coast where I was traveling hours to where the case was and home, and the opposing attorney came to me. Of this generation of it was a profession, not a business.
Yeah.
You're professionals. When you're in court, you know your job.
Yeah.
And when you're out of court, no, you're professionals. This is part of something grander. And he would go, John, you keep commuting. We've got an extra bedroom. Why don't you stay here? And I go, Jim, I can't do that. Well, no, you can't. No. How does it look that the opposing counsels are living together? Oh, you're right. I like you.
Right.
You like me. We get along really well.
Right.
We can negotiate. We can talk out these issues on the side and help our clients.
This is so cool. You're 100% right, though. It's just the sense of that sportsmanship aspect too. When you're leaving the field as a kid and you're shaking hands, no matter if you win or lose, and you can fight as hard as you want to fight, and you can kick down, you can kick whatever, but at the end of the day, it's got to be respectful to where you know what your role is. It's not the grander movie we're trying to tell.
Exactly, and you will find I've enjoyed getting to know more and more of the lawyers. Of course, I know most of them up in Jersey County that are sort of go, yeah, John, we know what's been happening.
Real quick, John, we do have a breaking news alert.
Sure.
We were waiting on the official report from Chris Rhodes. The Alton Police Department is investigating a shooting incident that occurred at 6:42 p.m. Yesterday in the 1200th block of College Avenue. Here's what we know on this. Very serious. The department received multiple calls reporting gunfire as an Alton School District bus was dropping off night students in the area. The preliminary reports do indicate that the students exited the bus. Multiple individuals began shooting in the direction of the student. Fortunately, neither the bus nor individuals were struck by gunfire. The bus driver responded quickly, moving to a safe location, and followed safety protocols to protect the remaining students on board. Alton Police Chief and Alton School District Superintendent Elaine Kane have communicated regarding this incident, and Chief Ford has praised the bus driver for their quick thinking, emphasizing the importance of community safety, especially with children. We will keep you updated as we do hear more on this. Anyone with information is urged to contact 618-463-3505, and you can see that right up now at RiverBender.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with a little bit more of this conversation and wrap up Thursday all in the same breath.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
But I keep on thinking about you, sister golden hair surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it?
The best quality content is whenever I'm talking to a guest during commercial break when you can't hear it. I really have always said that. The best part of my show is the one they can't hear. But I really enjoyed having you on today, John. And sorry we had to take a brief little pause there.
No, that's
but
all right.
Really, just want to learn a little bit more. I do have a picture of a few of the students that Carrie sent me and would love to give them some... My eyes are bad. Hold on, I got to hit zoom on this because I can't see no more. Oh, nope, CJ Cam. This one.
There we go. Yeah.
And that's that's not the whole group, correct?
Well, the team is much larger than that. These were two firms, the two groups of three that went down to Florida a couple of weeks ago, and 4 of their awards that they achieved, both as individual in a role or on behalf of their team. Mm-hmm. The team overall in their rotation scored well.
This is really well, and getting back into this too. Just a few questions about the team a little bit. What specific skills or qualities truly do you emphasize when you're talking with these students in this group? To really get the most out of this experience for them.
Well, what's most important are the skills of being a good mediator, which is going in without a bias. I don't argue for sympathy. I do argue for empathy. Sympathy is feeling bad for someone. Empathizing is trying to understand. Developing the skill of listening, which we've kind of lost the skill of reading, but we've lost the skill of listening. And that is not just hearing the words, but what are the emotions? And when you're on social media where it's flat and you don't see the expressions and you can't respond directly, the medium actually does something to change the communication.
That's such a fascinating point. And but I saw it during COVID because you start to slow down and you see how the world's really operating and what's really going on because you get out of your routine and you open your eyes a little bit more. And the conversations that. It's so weird for me to say this. In 2004 and 6, it was like this really, I go back to that and my brain thinks it's 1980s with cherry pies and Chevrolet trucks everywhere because of just that sense of community all the time. And people were, hey, how are you? And it was empathetic conversation. It wasn't, well, you did it to yourself there. How many times did I try to tell you that? And social media became this point of where I'm going to air my first thought out.
Right.
The first thing I think of is going right out there.
Did I say that aloud?
Right. And it's just so fascinating to see that. And you see it overtaking legal systems because it seems like, and you know so much more about this than I do, but just some of the court documents or videos that I see, because they have some really good YouTube channels now that go through and dissect. It's the same kind of mentality like you were hitting at earlier.
And so that interpersonal communication, which can happen with a mediator of sensing that there's something going on with the client.
Yeah.
And it may be that you call a break. And there are different techniques of either being together or calling breaks, or and mediation can happen over a long period of time if need be.
How long can a mediation session take? I mean, really start to finish. If you had to, could you take years?
No, you wouldn't take years.
Okay, so nothing like that crazy.
Right. It's not like some of the...
Right.
I mean, we've had some of the lawsuits here that have gone on. I mean, people have... Either the great one out of, St. Clair County, where the two jurors fell in love, got married, had a child before the case was over.
No way.
Oh, yeah. So it's... and that's a law case. But no, mediation, at a certain point, the attorneys will a good mediator, and this is where, say, former judges are really good at this, because they have a sense of what'll happen. If you went to court... I've been a judge for so long, or like a personal injury attorney could be a good mediator, because they have a sense of that type of injury in this type of circumstance. This is what you'd get in court.
Gotcha.
You don't want to go to court because you're going to lose, and you'll probably lose badly.
Right.
So let's go to mediation and work this out so everyone gets a win as opposed to getting slammed badly.
You know, you've been around various roles and you know, your background and all of this. What have you gained from the students?
Well,
if anything.
Well, one of the things is this is an opportunity for me to be closer than just a platform lecturer or a grader, to understand. Now, I'm back in, this is my first year back teaching after 4 years of being president and a year on sabbatical.
Mm-hmm.
And the generation of students has changed.
Really?
Incredibly. I thought that last term was the worst term in my 40 years of teaching because I was just like, what are these creatures?
A lot of people air that same sentiment, though. Teachers, a lot of professors do, yeah.
But the thing that I discovered in the success and continues the success, and my wife is really good at this because she is a hugger. She is a personal contact person, and she expresses herself and care that way. And as president, we got to know the students individually on the teams, and then I just, not knowing quite how to work with my students, did my old thing of they're individuals. You care for them individually. You talk to them in the hall. You go to their games. You go to their presentations, that sort of thing. And they'll start opening. Ultimately, they're still, they're still children who want to be cared.
Yep. True.
Who want to be cared. And it turns out that everybody does.
It's not, you just hit it on the head because it ain't just children. I mean, how many times did you just know somebody that just needed that pat on the back and going, man, what an excellent project you were working on. I mean, that goes above and beyond anything.
Can I have a copy of it?
Right.
That sort of thing. Can I get my camera out and take a picture of the notes or something like that? Or I did serve as faculty senate president for a number of terms. And I realized early on that when a student comes in the classroom and they're grumpy, they're not grumpy at you. No. They've just been jopped by their boyfriend or their girlfriend.
Right.
Or their parents are going through, or they've lost a family member. There's so many things going on in their lives. Would you have the empathy to listen and figure that out and treat them as an individual? And I realized in my first, this is decades ago, as my first round was being faculty senate president, adults are going through what's happening in their family. Is there an illness, a spouse? What about the mortgage? And all those sorts of things, and going, we've got to care for each other.
Right.
And that's what got me through the teaching and, coming back into all this technology and everything's on Zoom or you've got computerized platforms that I'm so archaic about.
So am I. I work for a company that's all tech and I can't figure it out. I really don't. I just talk into this thing.
You're lucky then. Makes that easy. But people essentially are still the same. We are social beings.
100%, and it plays out, just kind of circling back to the mediation realm so many times over. I got one last fun question. It's a CJ question. Would Judge Judy be a good mediator? Judge Judith Shineland.
What, judged me?
No, would Judge Judy be a good mediator?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, interesting. It was a serious question.
Yeah. I have to think about, and I haven't watched her in a long time. Think about, actually, she might be because she interrupts and going, with these sort of, but if you say that and do this and demand that, this could happen.
Right.
Now that's the mediator shouldn't say that. That's what the advocate should say. And talking with some of the best mediators, like former judges, one of the things they do is they bring in the advocates and go, okay, what are your clients are out to the side. The clients have given permission for us, the three, to talk. What are your opening demands? Well, and someone with a lot of experience in court will go, you're out of your ever-loving mind, Shadow.
You're right.
Well, but my client wants that. You're out of your ever-loving mind, and it's your job to bring some reality. As what my kids call the reality sandwich. To sort of go, no, you ain't going to get it.
Right.
You aren't going to get it in court. You aren't going to get it in mediation. Let's be realistic about it. And the same thing goes for you. And you better talk because you're the ones who bring the reality.
This is fantastic. Yeah. We're running out of time, but I have one last thing just because I want to make sure we give you guys some love. You're going to be in another event here coming up soon, aren't you, in the start of April?
Yes, we're taking a couple of teams down to a West Coast competition at University of Arizona at Tucson.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Really. Seriously, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Well,
This was
CJ,
fun.
thank you.
This was a
You're-
great conversation.
Oh, it is. Thank you.
I only got to one of the questions I sent ahead. But who needs questions when you have just a great time? And I had a great time with all of you today. We'll come back, wrap up the week that was tomorrow live at 9 for more of our daily show. So until then, go outside and enjoy the day. 60 degrees. But as always, try your best to stay out of jail.